Yo, what is going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today we're back with some more Katawa Shoujo. Again, for the second day in a row now. I apologize if I sound really nasally, or if I'm clearing my throat a lot. Like, I don't know if this is allergies or what, but I am really messed up right now. But I'm still going to be pumping out videos for you guys, and I'm going to be doing my best to keep these voices in a justified state, so I'm not, like, butchering these characters. Without further ado, let's go on, move on. Alright, so I think, yeah, we came to go check on Hanako. This is a little bit after Lily's left for Scotland. Are you okay? If you're feeling sick or anything, I could get the nurse. It feels almost pitiful to put on such a routine get well soon act. I can't think of anything else I could possibly do for her, though. She seems to collect herself a little at the notion, but only a little. I'm fine. Damn. Okay. An awkward silence follows, eventually ended by her nodding solemnly in farewell and closing the door. The entire experience feels surreal. More than a little put off, I wander back to my room and hope that she'll be better by tomorrow, despite not knowing exactly what's wrong with her. Wow, another one that starts off right close to the ending. I got a cough drop in my mouth right now. Once again, I find myself in front of Hanako's door after another of her unexplained absences from class. Is this quiet for you guys? I hope it's not. Alright, so I think it was a little bit quiet, so I upped the volume a little bit. So yeah, hopefully it's a little bit more balanced now. Nothing. We just finished knocking on her door. Nothing. Considering this is the second day in a row she's been like this, I'm starting to worry about her. Summoning my willpower, I decide to try one last way to get her to respond. Hanako, if you don't say anything, I'll go get the nurse for you. Go away. What? It's hard to tell whether her tone's one of depression, anger, or both. What in the world can I actually do to help her if she doesn't want any help? The message is clear, though. I can't just leave her like this. She's just sitting in her room for days on end. Rubbing my temples in thought, I withdraw to my own room to think about how to proceed. Rationality is what's needed here, as an overreaction may just make matters worse. I dig around drawer after drawer of my desk, looking for where I put that damned piece of paper. Before she left, Lily told me the number to call her on while in Scotland, and I wrote it down. Now that I need it, though, the damn thing is... here. I probably should have just entered it directly into my cell phone, come to think of it. Without further ado, I entered the numbers and anxiously pressed the call button. The fact the phone rings at all shows that I got the prefix for a call to Scotland right, at least. I've never made an international call before, so that's some comfort. Eventually, the phone picks up, a feminine voice I don't recognize on the other end. It's probably Lily's mother. Sato. Sato. English? Suddenly finding myself unprepared, I realize I can't understand a word she says, either due to my limited vocabulary or her heavy accent. I should have anticipated this, since according to Lily, her mother's a native Scot. I soldier on the phone and hope that she must know some Japanese, considering it's her daughter's native language. It's Hisanakai speaking. An enthusiastic sound of realization can be heard as she recognizes the language. My feeling of relief is immense. You must be one of Lily's friends from school, correct? I should give her a Scottish accent like I did last time, huh? You must be one of Lily's friends from school, correct? Even so, her accent means I have to concentrate to work out what she's saying. Yes, that's right. Pleased to speak to you, Miss Sato. It's so nice of her to find someone so polite. Lily dear, it's for you. I probably butchered that accent, didn't I? Her mother seems nice, if a little over-enthusiastic, given the mundane situation. There's a small silence as Lily takes her time getting to the phone. In the distance, I can just make out her mother scolding her playfully for just getting up. Hello, Lily speaking. You sound awful. She makes a sound somewhere between a dying animal and a yawn. The one thing I did remember to check before calling was the time zone. It'd be pretty late in the morning over there, so she really has no excuse. Not feeling well? I'm just tired. What time is it there? Late afternoon. School finished for the day not long ago. You're really not a morning person, are you? I don't need you making fun of it as well. It takes me a measure of restraint not to laugh at her pained groan. Poor girl. How you doing over there, then? Bar the mornings? It's been enjoyable. After not meeting them for so long, just having a meal together with my parents is nice. Though the pool and the sheer size of the house might have something to do with that as well. Even if they're not from Japan, from the way it sounds, her family must be pretty wealthy to live so luxuriously. Are things alright with you and Hanako? Damn, I was hoping that wouldn't be brought up so quickly. I take a moment to try and sort out exactly how to describe the situation without causing her undue worry, but she picks up on that without a word being said. Hanako's not well, is she? How did you know? Because the day is her birthday. I'd hoped she might have gotten at least a little better after coming to know you, but... How is she right now? She missed school yesterday and seemed out of sorts when I checked up on her. Today she missed school again and just told me to go away. I've really got no idea what to make of it. Has this happened in the past? Is it related to her scarring in some way? Unfortunately so. Roughly the same thing happened last year when her birthday came up. As far as I can tell, it's because her parents died in the accident that caused her scarring, and Hanako blames herself for their deaths. What she says does seem to make sense. If she's blaming herself on her birthday, she may well be ruining that she was ever born. The fact that Lily seems so in the dark about it, though, almost to the extent that I am, is a surprise. So that's why she lives in the student dormitories as well. Has she told you any more about the accident? As close as we've come. She's very barely told me anything about what happened. What I know about it is largely conjecture. She sounds depressed, almost defeated. Considering the trauma Hanako must have gone through, I can't really fault Lily for not knowing. Nevertheless, she still seems to consider it a personal failing. Don't blame yourself, Lily. With everything she's gone through... I know. Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry I can't be of much more help to you. It's fine. I'll just give it some more thought. Thanks, and have a good time in Scotland. It's nothing. Thank you for taking care of Hanako. Okay. Bye. Goodbye. And with that, the line goes short. Silent. Amid the seemingly only increased number of questions I can't answer, the most immediate is what Lily was going to say. Oh no. I'm an idiot. She must have thought I was calling to talk with her, but I only asked for help with Hanako. Even more shameful than that thought is the fact that such an appraisal would be largely correct. Well, first things first. For now, I need to at least sort out Hanako and make sure that she's actually eating okay. The occasional passing students give badly hidden glances at the plate of food I carry to the female dormitories. It's hardly a meal to be proud of, only being an instant microwave meal from the convenience store, but it should at least fill her up. Eventually I arrive outside of her room, after having to ward off a couple of girls who jokingly tried to pilfer the food I'd taken so long to procure. I decided to forego knocking, since it was proven to be an utterly useless measure, and it's somewhat difficult to do with my hands full. Hanako, it's Hisao. I know you're listening. I got some food for you. Silence, as expected. I'll leave it beside your door. Please eat it at least, okay? There, I've said my piece. Now it's up to her. Putting the plate down, I walk back to my own room to eat my dinner. By the time I return to Hanako's dormitory, a good hour's passed. Thankfully, there isn't anything to be seen beside her door. I walk back at least somewhat happier that she's eating. If she intends to get through this by herself, then being able to help, even if it's just in a small way, is at least something. That was a quick one. I sit reading in the library after school, turning page by page, barely registering the words written on each out of sheer boredom. With my cheek resting in my hand, I can't help noticing the slightly rough feeling against my palm. It won't be long before I need to get a razor. Giving up on reading, I simply let my head drop onto the book in front of me. Things have quieted down considerably since Hanako began attending school again. When she first returned to class, nothing was said nor done that wasn't part of the usual routine, and it's been the same way since. Neither of us desired to bring up her accident, so there simply wasn't any point in pursuing it. Thus, a few days went by, the daily grind continuing just as it had before. It's only natural that my mind would wander to other places, and more importantly, other people. The lily-shaped hole in the daily life of Hanako and me has been pretty noticeable for a while now. I'd be pleased to say that this has allowed me time to refine just what my thoughts on her exactly are, but alas, I've had no such luck. It doesn't help that many attempts to do so have led to the troublesome topic of Iwanako. Every time my thoughts drift into that direction, I reflexively try to think about something else. Why did this have to happen now? I turn and look up to the source of the tentative voice coming from behind me. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb anyone.
That's not it.
I glance around the orange-tinted room, quickly realizing how silly my apology must have sounded. In the time that I've spent thinking and lazing about in here, everyone's well and truly left. Library closing?
If you don't want to go, I could keep it open a bit longer. It's no trouble at all.
Don't worry. I should get going anyway. Thanks. As I get up and begin to move off, I feel Yuko's eyes drilling into my back. Is there something wrong?
You look depressed. Are you okay?
Yuko nervously twists her fingers as she says this, unsure whether she's overstepping her boundaries or not. I really can't tell if she's more worried about my mood or about bothering me. Normally, I just shrug it off and assure her that I'm fine, but my reflective mood gets the better of me. Despite being staff, she really doesn't feel as much as an authority figure as the others. It's just, I guess the best term for it would be relationship problems.
Oh, I'm not too good with that kind of thing. My only relationship ended a bit abruptly. But if you want to talk about it, I could listen, I think.
Now I kind of feel bad for bringing it up. She's not that old though, so at least she has a good chance of finding another partner. It isn't like we're in a bad situation right now. We've spent many days together as friends, sometimes going out to do stuff, that kind of thing. But I'm starting to want to do more for her, learn more about her and be with her more. I'm not sure whether it's actually love or not though, and our friendship as it stands is enjoyable.
You shouldn't let that stop you. Sorry. How to say this? I think that's nice that you have a good friendship, but school is going to eventually end. Don't you ever think that do you think you'll be fine without not knowing if it could have gone further after you've graduated?
I guess that's the crux of the problem. I really have no idea what the answer to that question is.
Well, I can't really help you there. What your true feelings are is something you have to decide for yourself. But I think that if you do love her, you should definitely say something. After thinking about it really hard, I decided that even though my relationship didn't work out, it's still better that way than never knowing if it might have or not.
I never expected Yuko to sound so wise. It only makes sense that with more life experience than I, she'd have a better idea about this. Well, I suppose not very much was actually answered. Talking to her has helped get it off my chest, and I have no doubt that I should confess if I really do like Lily. I give a slightly frustrated sigh. If only reading so much actually helped when it came to situations like this. She gives a girlish giggle, which only reinforces my view of her as being different from the usual staff here. In the end, it all comes down to what will happen after school finishes once again. Considering what happened before I came to Yamaku, it feels like being asked to keep up with a field of runners despite having started from a dozen yards behind them. It's just one more motive to move on from the past. The last thing I need right now is to get too caught up in that and getting homesick while I'm at it. Once again, I find myself calling Lily. My phone bill is going to be horrific considering this is international, but it's worth it. I don't really want to smooth over her feelings from the last time I called. I genuinely want to talk to her again. When the phone finally picks up, I easily recognize the voice on the other end. Sato. Hello, Miss Sato. May I, speak... Damn, I've forgotten how the rest is supposed to go. It's not... Fuck. It's not encouraging to forget such a small amount of words, even if I didn't spend that long trying to memorize them. May I speak to Lily, please?
Hello again, Hisao. Are you teaching yourself English?
Just a little. I don't think I'm too good at languages in general.
Oh, don't say that. Your pronunciation was good. I'll get Lily for you. Just wait a moment.
I obediently wait as she goes off in search of Lily, the other end going silent. Eventually, a much more awake-sounding Lily than last time answers, the time over there being past noon by now.
Isao, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Good afternoon. Sorry for taking so long. I was outside in the garden.
Gardening?
Unfortunately, I found that I'm not good at it, so I just went to smell the flowers. I think my fingers appreciated it more. I take it Hanako's recovered a bit?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure she was eating, and eventually she righted herself. Thanks for the help the other day.
I don't think I was really that much help. The main thing is that she's getting better, though.
True. How's life over there, then? Sounds like you've been living in nothing short of a mansion.
I wouldn't call it a mansion.
But it is rather large, is obviously what she wants to say, though modesty stops her. I'm a little envious, but it is her holiday.
It's a nice house to stay in, though. There's a beach near here, too, which Akira's especially fond of.
She's a swimmer?
She's constantly dragging me there to have swimming competitions, which she wins every time.
Lily doesn't strike me as very athletic at all, so not being adept at swimming comes logically enough. The fastest I've ever seen her move is her understandably relaxed pace during her walks to and from the suburbs down the hill from the school. It makes the image of her swimming hard to imagine. The beaches there must look nice. They'd be less crowded with the ones around here, at least.
Indeed. Akira says the area around here looks beautiful because it's so far outside the city.
I only realize what I've said after I say it, but it doesn't bother her at all. It's still easy to forget that she can't see when she's not around, despite the time we've been friends.
That said, the local accent sometimes makes communication a bit hard. It's a constant reminder that this isn't home.
Well, the fact that she doesn't consider her parents' residence to be her home makes good sense. It makes me realize that I can't really answer whether the same goes for me. Graduation from Yamaku is distant enough to be difficult to view objectively, and I've spent so much time in this small room. I've come to accept the dormitory as my new home surprisingly quickly. Excuse me. I guess that would be hard to deal with. Is your knowledge of English holding up?
Thankfully. I may be fluent, but being in a position where I have to use it often helps in curbing my Japanese accent, so it's been useful practice. I hear you're trying to teach yourself English.
More like memorizing a few lines, and failing at even that much. I'm really not cut out for learning another language. My admission of defeat draws an amused giggle.
I believe that there are things one chooses to do in life, and also things that are chosen for one to do in life. You can take comfort in the fact that you're better than me in science and math, at least.
All that's helped in is making me Muto's star student.
I wouldn't worry about that. They're useful skills for many jobs, right?
That's what he tells me. His face veritably lights up when I said I'd probably go into a career involving either. We both share a warm laugh at the events that have befallen each other on opposite ends of the world. It's nice, and reminds me of our simple small talk that I've been missing since she left. As each of us waits for the other to begin speaking, I decide to push ahead with my feelings. I can feel my throat tightening slightly. I miss you. The silence on the other end of the phone tells me she's given the words their due weight, but as it goes on, I can't help feeling more and more apprehensive. Thankfully, the words end, almost as quickly as it had begun. The silence ends.
I miss you too, Isao. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Lily. Whoa. Goodbye, Lily. Once again, the phone is hung up, simply and without any further ado. That light, tentative, almost shy voice, her warm and soft tone. I'd simply be lying to myself if I were to say that I don't recognize this feeling for what it is. With thoughts of Lily dancing on my mind, I start anticipating her return. Today's been a most excellent day.
Yeah, boy.
Do we continue onwards? Maybe we go a little bit longer? Because I know I haven't been recording for all that long. Maybe like 20 minutes or so. Yeah, we'll go on a little bit more. I sit listening to another of Muto's long-winded lectures, my mind wandering far from the scribbles on the dirty blackboard. Since I called Lily, my mind's been drawn in two directions, both roughly leading to the same conclusion. I've started to feel oddly detached from my past life. It's only been a month and a half since I arrived here, yet this school has become a second home. I've gained new friends and contacts, managed to get grips with the school's lifestyle and culture, and become accustomed to the quirks of my classmates. To become used to a school where disabilities are the norm, rather than the rare exception, still catches me off guard sometimes when I think about it. The same school that's populated by burn victims, amputees, the blind, the deaf, and all manner of disabilities in between. If someone had imagined this school to me before I'd come, I'd have shrugged it off as an overactive imagination. Even when I first arrived, I felt like the Dutch, coming to this strange new land for the first time. It's amazing how quickly one becomes used to the environment they're forced to live in, really. And now I've even found someone that's got me entirely smitten. What a strange life. Before my mind can wander any farther, though, I find a page of lined paper slipped under my distracted face. The garish, bright pink ink has no doubt been penned by Misha.
Don't look so bored, Hee-chan. School's nearly over. 3-day holiday.
Oh, right. We get Saturday and Monday off. Can't complain about having less school, I suppose. I uncap my pen and scribble on the page before covertly passing it back to her, flicking my eyes at the front of the class every now and then. Mato continues scrawling away arcane questions and formulas on the board. Equations. I'm guessing you have something planned? Misha takes the paper back and hunches over it comically, even for her, with her tongue poking through the side of her mouth. Did she misinterpret my expression as depressed, and is she trying to cheer me up?
Student council work with Hee-chan, of course.
You're not still brooding over that, surely?
But Hee-chan could have helped us, poor lonely girls.
I'd lend you a hand for today if I weren't going to be busy.
Ooh, naughty Hee-chan.
I'm just going to meet Lily with Hanako. I don't know what you've got going on through your head.
So Lily's back?
Yeah, she's coming on the evening flight with her sister, so she'll be back in school next week. As she takes the note back and begins to write, I look up to see an unwelcome sight. While I frantically try to silently catch Micha's attention, Matao confidently strides through the gap between the desks from the front of the class, his intent gaze focused directly on her. She suddenly stops writing as his tall figure casts an impossibly long shadow over the page. He silently takes the piece of paper from her and begins to read. Sweating bullets, I glance around the class, noting their complete silence. Of course, it would have just been the one thing that actually gets their attention during the lesson. After a scant few seconds examining the page, he rolls the paper up into a small tube and lightly bops Micha over the head with it. Half an hour until you can hop off to the student council. I think you can hold on until then. Misha's face cracks as the entire class erupts into laughter. He might well be awkward, but he knows how to handle her excellently. I'd probably feel sorry for her if I weren't as busy stifling my own laughter.
Hey Sal, is that one it?
No, I think that's some foreign airline. And so, the third aircraft they're not on comes into land. For the past half hour, we've been whiling away the time with small snippets of pointless chatter. Lily and Akira's flight has been delayed, and at this rate it'll probably be dark before the plane arrives.
Is that one it?
Nah, the company colors are wrong. Hanako's eyes flutter left and right, following the trickle of people in and out of the huge glass doors ahead of us. Fortunately, nobody pays her much heed, their attention apparently directed towards greater things.
Maybe that one's it.
Nah, I think that's... Hold on a minute, I think that one might be it after all. It takes still some time before the billboard changes their flight status to disembarking. A loud yawn sneaks up on me, not allowing enough time to stifle it. My sleep patterns have, once again, been all over the place, likely due to a mix of worrying about Hanako and the side effects of my medications. Excuse me. Damn.
He's out, over there.
I look to Hanako, then follow her gaze to the airport door.
Oh, Lily, they're here. Really?
We all call out to each other in greeting, quickly shuffling over to the side to avoid blocking the passage of others.
Lily!
Hanako jumps forward to hug Lily, a wide smile on her face being all that's needed to see her happiness at Lily's return. Lily simply smiles in return. Her voice soft.
It's wonderful to meet you again, Hanako.
As the two give each other a hug, well deserved after all that's happened while she was gone, I turn to Akira. Yo! You're pretty late. Yeah, there's a really bad storm over the airport. We got drenched just going from the car to the door. I guess you'll appreciate the weather here more then. Welcome back, you two, Lily. Oh, fuck. Welcome back to you too, Lily. Hanako breaks off from Lily as I speak. For a long time, neither of us says a word. Contrary to what I thought her homecoming would be like, the atmosphere feels awkward, almost stifling. Both of us try to guess each other's feelings, not quite sure about what should be said. Damn, this is exactly what I feared when I thought of trying to move things forward between us. Lily runs her hand through her fair hair and awkwardly twirls one of her bangs in her fingers, clearly trying to think of how best to react. Eventually, thankfully, Lily gives a small sigh and breaks the silence.
Thank you, Hisao. It's nice to be back. Are you okay? You look tired.
Evidently not recollecting herself all that well, she quickly waves her hand in front of her face to stave off any concern Hanako may have over her.
I'm okay, really. It's just a bit of jet lag.
Weak. You don't have any? She simply gives a big grin, puffing out her modest chest. I feel absolutely fine.
That's not fair.
Ah, well. You shouldn't take too long to get rid of it.
Ah, that's right. Hisao?
Yeah?
Don't we have a holiday from school soon?
I'd have forgotten if Misha hadn't reminded me this morning. We've got a 3-day weekend starting from tomorrow. Akira playfully bumps her elbow lightly into Lily's side, grinning. Told you wouldn't miss it. You have something planned?
If neither you or Hanako are busy.
I've got no plans, so something to do would be appreciated. Hanako?
No, nothing. That's good. I was thinking we could go to my family's summer house for a bit... for a bit of quiet over the break. We've rarely used it recently, though, so we'd have to dust things off a little while we're there.
Oh? Where is it? Up north in Hokkaido. The place is practically deserted, so it should be a nice quiet break for you guys. You're not coming? Nah, got a little holiday of my own set up with my boyfriend. I lower my eyes at her, suspicious of her intentions. It sounds like you were just cleaning up the summer... Bleh. It sounds like we're just cleaning up the summer house for you.
That's perhaps a valid conclusion.
Both of us zero in on Akira, her face somewhat evasive. Looks like we were right. That's just a convenient bonus, really. Me and the guy left it in pretty good condition last time we were there. I promise. Now then, I'm out of here.
Already? Akira.
She quickly turns and walks away, her hand held high. See you in a few days, guys. Lily and I can only sigh at her hasty retreat.
It sounds like it would be a nice place to go.
Lily gives an enthusiastic nod, taking her carry bag in one hand and placing her other on Hanako's shoulder for guidance as we begin to make our way to the taxi area. After the fracas of the past few days, spending a weekend in the country alone with her and Hanako sounds like a dream. Ugh. The more I think about it, the more sure I am. This will be the right time and place to confess my feelings to her. Let's go. Alright, this is where we will stop it. Save. Alright, so yeah, it looks like this next little bit here is going to be us going on a nice little private vacation. Just me, Lily, and Hanako. Ah. Well, that certainly sounds like it's going to be filled with a lot of wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You get what I'm trying to say here. The patterns of Katawa Shoujo are going to repeat themselves. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that at least we've finally come to the realization that we actually do like her. Because, I mean, you know, yeah, I'm glad this wasn't drawn out. So I am curious as to how exactly this one's going to go. Because I imagine it's going to be like, oh yeah, we get some alone time, confess, and then we fuck, you know? Because that's Katawa Shoujo in like a nutshell, essentially. But I'm kind of curious if this is going to be more of a Hanako thing where confession happens, root is over, or if it's maybe more of an Emmy thing where confession kind of sort of happens and then like, but there's a prolonged problem, which I'm guessing it's probably going to be more of a Hanako thing where we confess, fuck, game ends kind of dealio. But that's going to be it for this time. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like on the video and tell me in the comment section below what you would like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any of the videos or series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when a new one of those videos comes out. Anyways, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one.